this is Julie Clough with stampingjulie.com, and today I'm going to show you how to personalize a designer template. And this is the Sweet Details designer template. It's a photo book, and it's 11 inch by 8.5 inches. And you can see right here on the screen is the first page that I did of my granddaughter. And I started with the designer template, and I just added a few additional features to customize it and to personalize it. I added her name, Sienna, right here, and I also added I changed the date and added the month. So we're going to go to the original template and what that looked like before I made any changes. And there it is. So the first thing I did is I changed this 2011 to 2012, and this was pretty simple because I already have a 2 right there, so I just hit Control C, or you can do edit, copy, and then I went over the top of the 1 and hit Control V, and I'm going to delete the 1 and slide that 2 into place, right like that. Now the 2 is a little wider, so I may have to move these elements down a little bit, and we're going to move the tag down just a little bit so it's a little longer, and then we can slide that number over just a little bit. And I used the arrow keys that time to just snug it over. Now one of the ways that you can make sure that these are all even is to hit your shift key as you click on each one of these numbers, then go up here to the top, and this is the align button right here, the align icon, and hit top, and it's going to align all those objects to the top to make sure that they're even all the way across. And that's all you have to do for that. Now we're going to add a picture first to this, and we'll go over to our picture file, and I've already pulled my picture file up, but if you need to, you can hit browse and you can choose the photo folder from your computer. And I'm going to take this picture right here, and I'm just going to walk it over, and as soon as that box turns blue, I can let go of it, and it's going to fill the photo box. And it's just that simple. Now if I want to make any changes to the way, like let's say I want it more this way or more this way, I can change that and crop that over, move that over so that you're seeing what part of the picture you want to see. So that's good. We'll just leave it there. I kind of like to get her hand, but then there's a remote sitting in the background, so I have to decide which one you want. So we'll move that picture over just like that. Alright, now the next thing that I did was I added her name, and I didn't want to just float her name out here in the middle, so I clicked on this tag. Make sure you've selected the right thing. There's the tag, and I'm going to hit Control C again to copy that tag, and Control V, and now I have a copy of that tag that's already on the page. And I'm going to shift it down here a little bit, and by taking that tag and sending it backwards, now I just right click and send it backwards, and you might have to do this a few times. You can see that you can also hit Control Shift down. If you're on a Mac, it would be Command Shift down, and see how it's bringing this, it's just taking it one layer at a time. It's just like these elements are paper, and it's stacking it underneath. Send backward, and there it is. So you can see now that that tag is underneath this tag, and then you can shift it to however you like for it to look. Okay, now we want to add her name, so that's fairly easy. We're going to go over here to the Design Center, and from the Design Center I'm going to choose text, and I'm going to add text, and that will add a text box. And of course we'll want to resize this because we just want enough to fit over the tag that we just made. So here's our text box. And I'm just going to start typing. You double click and I'm just going to start typing her name. And I've typed Sienna. You can see it there. And we might want to put that in the middle. So we hit align middle. And we're going to change the font. And you can change it to whatever you'd like. But let's choose this one. That looks interesting. And then we'll go to say 24 and just test and see. That's still a little small. I want it so it's fairly substantial, and I can even hit bold. And now we're going to take that and we can move it around a little bit. You can see I want to shift that up just a little bit so it's centered on the tag. And it's just that easy to add her name. Now we changed the color, and I don't know that I showed you how we changed that color, but you just highlight the text and it came out to white text because you have the black option and the white option here. But you can also change it to whatever color you would like. And for this particular album, most of the elements are in very vanilla. So we're going to choose it to very vanilla. Okay. And it's a subtle difference, but it is a difference. Now I'm also wanting to include the month. So we're going to open another text box and I'm going to type in May, and I'm going to make this a little bit larger so you can see it. There it is. And then we're going to take that box and we'll just shrink this down so we have that. And again, we want to change our text so it matches everything else. So we change the color and we change that to vanilla. Okay, now we don't want it in the middle of her forehead, do we? So we're going to move this over, and sometimes you have to click off of the text box and then back on it in order to grab it. I'm going to move it over here for just a second. Now as you hover over the text box, you will find that it will change from this symbol, which is a directional symbol, which allows you to move the box around. Move it up here to this corner and you can see that little circle arrow, and this is going to allow us to shift this 90 degrees or whatever we want, and we want 90, and it even gives you that number right there so you can see exactly where it is. And then we can put it right down here where we want it. When you get it kind of exactly where you want, then use your arrow keys and that will just nudge it one way or the other. So that concludes part 1 of the Sweet Details photo book, and so stay tuned for part 2. Bye.